The Nissan Frontier is an honest-to-goodness pickup truck. It keeps everything basic, down to the elements of off-road performance and on-road comfort. For 2025, there's very few changes, but I'm driving the PRO-4X, which is the top dog off-road trim that I'll drive on and off-road to show you its true capability straight from the showroom floor. The Frontier has barely changed since it came out for the 2022 model year. In this generation, though, it's still the same great truck. Basic, small footprint, and a V6 engine that just does not quit. And in PRO-4X trim, it's got all the goods you could really ever want. You can look classic, but not appear too basic. That is the styling essence behind the Frontier PRO-4X, which for 2025 has new disc-styled wheels and a new grille that's a bit more chiseled, and there's 3 cutouts on the top portion. The strips of LEDs still remain, and the black strips that connect now the fog lamps to the top portions of those headlights, that's new for 2025. Very subtle changes, but this truck looks good, and it still looks compact. It's classified as a midsize. It's sitting 9.8 inches above the ground. Large, but not too large. You'll definitely notice it though, that's the loud part. Afterburn Orange is a brand new paint for 2025. And the Frontier has kept looking really good in this generation and will to come. In the back, there's a new black strip on the tailgate. That's on the PRO-X and PRO-4X models. And basically, everything that you already liked about it, it's still here. For 2025, the Frontier steering wheel does this. That's standard. Also, 2-way power lumbar is standard on SV trims above for the driver's seat. The most welcome change inside the Frontier is the new 12.3-inch touchscreen, with Frontier embossed right on the dash. It carries the same orange accents you'll find throughout the interior, including on the seats, which are thin but very supportive and have a really fun design, including this nice carbon twill on the outer parts of the seatbacks. But the rest of the interior is truly basic. The window switches, the steering wheel, the knobs, all the parts definitely feel from yesteryear. The Frontier has a usable and pretty roomy back seat for a smaller truck. Fold this up, there's a fender sub under here. Fold this down, and there's a lot of light. A lot of trucks are much smaller. There's now the option for the longer 6-foot bed on the PRO-4X in all of the models. Before, you could only get it on more of the mid and the base models. Not anymore, especially if you want the 4-door, the true 4 doors, there's more choice available. And in that bed, Nissan has a really good rail system with cleats that are easily movable, one of my favorite systems. This bed is pretty shallow, you can still fit a lot. The spray-in bed liner is optional. The payload on this one, 1,220 pounds. That's among the lowest because this is the PRO-4X, but it goes up to 1,480 on other trims. The Frontier keeps it simple. Under the hood is a 3.8-liter V6 with 310 horsepower and over 280 pound-feet of torque. 9-speed automatic transmission and rear-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive. Now you can get the PRO-4X as just the PRO-X. That's the 2-wheel drive trim. You're not going to find that on other competitors like the Ranger Raptor or the Tacoma TRD Pro. Fuel economy, not very good. There's no turbo or hybrid option available. No EVs, just this V6. But the towing is near the top of the class. For 2025, it's over 7,000 pounds. On this one, just a few hundred pounds lighter. It's a very capable truck, and it's available with both 5- and 6-foot bed configurations. The Frontier has 360 cameras that help you place the side of the truck and the front, and they now stay on for longer, meaning you can drive a little faster and they won't just shut off. Now, it's a pretty smooth system with hill descent control. Yeah, it's actually pretty quiet. I like that. A little hard to get to. You gotta kind of climb over here, but once you do, the PRO-4X reminds you why you spent this extra money. The ride is so compliant, and there's really no trick shocks. You're not gonna find multi-matics like in the GMCs and Chevys. No Fox shocks like you'll find in the Fords and the Toyotas. Just good old-fashioned wheel travel. Nice big springs. And not only is that lower maintenance cost in the long run, well, it really drives just fine. It really does. You're not gonna find any driving modes inside the Frontier. It's just 4 high, 4 low, and a rear locking diff. And again, what else do you need beside those elements? Frontier works great. It's got the torque. It honestly feels very capable, and I don't feel like I'm wanting much more. In a lot of modern vehicles, you're always thinking that you have to have more electronic aids, more of these fancy features that in reality don't make a hell of a difference when you're on a trail. The skill does, and the capability of the truck. A little more kickback in the steering than some other vehicles in this class, I will say that. And it's just kind of refreshing to be in the Frontier just because it drives like it is a bit older than it is, but it's familiar. The Frontier's standard engine is really all that you need. Shifts well, good amount of power. It's a naturally aspirated V6, and it doesn't need to be modern. Yeah, it's modern enough, but there's no turbo, there's no hybrid assist. I think for longevity, this is a great engine to have. Nissan makes some durable V6 engines, and that is a really good item to have if you're planning to keep a Frontier for the long haul. So all the acceleration is agreeable. So is the on-road ride. Interestingly though, this truck feels more like an older school truck still, in terms of the on-center feel of the steering, the extra wind noise. If you compare it to some other trucks like the Tacoma, that truck felt really more like a luxury SUV, even though it was the size practically of a full-size truck. Whereas in this Frontier, I feel like I'm driving a car. It's nice and narrow. It's nice to get into a vehicle like this and just feel like it's not overwhelming you. There's no added bulk. Even though this is the PRO-4X, the ride and the noise are still within agreeable limits. The levels are fine. And this V6 at highway speeds just loafs along, 1500 RPM. So the Frontier keeps what it always had, a great size, and also a decent ride, and a ton of capability. And really that's it. This is a simple vehicle. And I like that Nissan is still building a truck that keeps it that way. You're not going to find ProPilot Assist. There's no hands-free system in here. Even for 2025, you're not getting it on these top trims. But that's okay, because the real fun is off the road. The PRO-4X is standing 10 inches off the ground, but it doesn't roll like it. It really doesn't. It keeps its composure. And the steering has an older quality to it. There's actually less boost than in a lot of other pickup trucks. And in that way, you actually feel a bit more from the road. You also, at lower speeds, really have to put more weight into this. You do. But you get used to it. And really, the qualities of this truck are just very predictable. That's what's good. If you've been driving a truck for 20, 30 years, this Frontier is going to feel very comfortable for you. Frontier, in many ways, feels more like a car-based crossover in terms of how it handles turns. The steering makes it feel older, the ride is a bit choppier. And the brake pedal, a little soft on initial travel, but I'm actually pretty impressed with how the Frontier keeps itself together. It is a modern truck. Instead of the old-style television that was here before, there's now a 12.3-inch touchscreen, but there's no way to use most of the screen, or at least that side of it, unless you're using the stereo, or you go in here and you want to customize the menus and you can put the weather or a clock. That's all well and good. However, what really needs to be here is Nissan's newer system, like you'll find in the 2025 Armada, completely redesigned. This is the old one, but now wireless Android Auto is here. That wasn't there before. So was Apple CarPlay. But really, this is an old system. It's fine. The cameras are good. That I'll give it. And off-road, these will operate at higher speeds. Other than that though, the system really does need a redo. It's a shame because this is a brand new truck and doesn't have Nissan's latest equipment. The 2025 Nissan Frontier starts around $32,000. There are 5 trims, and this one is the most expensive, but not too expensive. $50,000 gets you a loaded PRO-4X, and that works out pretty well against a Toyota Tacoma, Ford Ranger, Chevy Colorado, or the GMC Canyon. Competitors are adding all sorts of features and making their trucks more complex. Nissan is keeping it simple. The fundamentals of good truck design, utility, off-road performance, and a price tag that in 2025 is actually still a value. $50,000 fully loaded gets you this right here. It may not have all of the bells and whistles and the many configurations that some competitors do offer, but at this price and after all these years, the Frontier is delivering a lot. What do you think? Go to CarGurus.com. We've got plenty of other truck reviews, so subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.